Alright, I had a request to make a Path of Water video, and I wanted to share my tips and tricks on how I play Path of Water. I'm not saying this is the perfect way to play or the best way to play, just how I play it, and I usually get good results. So first, with assigning troops, I have picked my highest level, highest damage troops that are not resonating heroes. I don't know if this has been fixed, but resonating heroes won't use their abilities, or at least that was the case in the past. So I just stuck with that just in case. And let's go ahead and queue. I have selected the support role. This is usually not selected by other people, so it's a good way to provide the team with some extra buffs that they would otherwise not have. And a good way to buff yourself if you are unable to buff someone stronger than you. Looks like someone's failing to join, but hopefully that is, yep, there we go. Okay, so I go to deployment, and I usually, on this map, try to get to this tower. So I'm watching the timer and getting ready to march towards that location. I have a policy of always sitting on these fortresses because they are the only ones that give points. These are nothing, so they're really not worth doing. I try to march as soon as it pops up, but I kind of miss it this time. But it does look like I'm going to get there first. And I'm going to leave this one here. I feel like it's always the best policy to sit on a tower and hold it and fight there, because whoever has ownership of it will remain in ownership of it and continue getting points while the fight goes on. I'm going to move this one here. Because people are headed there. Although now it looks like there's 3 people here, and that's really not necessary for one person. In general, my strategy is to just fight as much as possible. I'm going to wait to use this. Okay, let's see. It's the second one, so I'm going to click that, and that means whoever lands on this next will get the buff. It looks like I buffed my teammate, so hopefully he or she is a powerful player. And I am gonna consider moving back here. Yeah, looks like we're gonna lose that one, so I'm gonna move down there. In general, I try to just, since I only have 2 playable teams, I try to just keep each one on one of these forts to get points. That one's back revived. And then hope my teammates can handle the rest of these. Even if you lose, if you're the one sitting on the base, you will continue to get points while you're sitting there, even if you're fighting. See, like, I try to avoid this, because this is nothing. This is just kind of like a waste of time. But I am going to move to this one because the other team is winning, and I would like to change that. Somebody teleported there, and that was smart for them because they get to sit there and get points while we fight. I'm going to buff this team so I can get that buff. And it looks like I'm doing pretty good, so I'm not going to worry about moving there. I'm just going to hold on to these, and you can see the ones I'm sitting on are the only ones that our team has until that one just got it right there. I wouldn't move to get this buff. I would just sit on this fort and hold it. Like, this buff is great, but I already have that buff because I took the support role, so I'm just going to stay here and fight. And see, because somebody wasn't sitting there, we lost that fort. And if I move over here, this guy can just change spots with me, and we've really made no progress at all. So I'm just going to continue to hold these forts, and if everyone on my team was doing the same thing, we'd have all the forts. Alright, watching my health. I would maybe pop over and get this, but I see this guy coming towards me, so I'm not going to. I'd rather sit on the base and keep the points than go for a buff. It just takes too long to march. It's ideal to have at least one person on each fort at all times to hold them. I do see there's 3 people there, so I'm gonna leave. It's just a bit too many, and it's kind of, you get locked in there while the fight is happening. I'm gonna try to take this one back. And see, this guy left, which I'm not a fan of. But this position is locked there, so I'm gonna move this one down here. Again, someone teleported down here. I feel like with this fight, this location and this location are the key fighting spots, but since this is not a fort, I prefer to not go there. Looks like I'm gonna lose this one, but that's okay. You know, it's just always about trying your best, and you can't win every match. But yeah, as you can see, these ones there's one person sitting in them, and they've been holding these the entire match, and that's what my team should be doing, but is absolutely just not sitting on the forts, which is why we're losing. It is good to try to take these and like block their main access to the other locations, but since no one else is sitting on these, I have to be the one to sit on them, for now at least. Otherwise somebody will just swoop in and take it. Alright, well, we lost, but as you can see, I have 12 kills, only 4 deaths, and 2 assists. So, pretty good score. Some of the other players, as you can see, have a lot more deaths than kills, and they were probably not doing what they were supposed to be doing and fighting in the wrong places. So, there you go. That's my advice, and I guess it was pretty short. I could do another one. Maybe this time we'll get a better result, and more people on my team will be doing what I'm doing and actually holding the bases. Again, I go into this screen and watch this timer. This time I am going to go, I think, to these two and hold those. But it will be based on where other people are moving, so we're just gonna have to wait and see. I might move to this one and this one, but for sure this will be the first place that I march to. And someone teleported there with the scout ability. Hopefully we'll blast through them quickly. If you like this strategy, take the scout skill and immediately teleport to block everyone's movement. Oh, and it's Wendy, so it's going to be difficult to kill our dear Wendy. She is a strong player, and as you can see, it has allowed her team to, for the most part, take over the board. So that was a good move by Wendy. I am going to avoid fighting Wendy. She is more powerful than me, so let's just go around this way. I'm going to sit on the middle fort because the other guy left. Oh, here comes Wendy to get me. Definitely she's gonna get me. Very strong player. But I can at least hold the fort while we're fighting. Again, I'm gonna go this way. Let me see. I do have... Oh, I used the ability on the wrong... Oh, there. Now I got it. There we go. I'll go in with the increased buff to damage and see if I can finish Dear Wendy off. That one has way too many people fighting there. I'm gonna go this way. When this happens, it just causes a traffic jam and allows the other team to go around and get all these bases while people get trapped there. Okay, I'm gonna scoot mid. It looks like I'm gonna have two stacked up there, but I'm gonna move that one there just to get, hopefully other people will leave. If nothing else, I'll trap them at their spot, and should allow our team to move around the board and sit on the fort. So this is not ideal. Thankfully they both moved, but yeah, that's... Never want to be sitting on these unless you're blocking their spawn point. And this is basically a suicide run. I don't have any health, so there's really no point for me to stay on the board. I'll just use that as a little bit of time to block them from moving until I can get back on the board. And Dear Wendy, take note of how she's playing. She's doing a great job and is leading her team to victory. I doubt I'm gonna make it before... I doubt this guy's gonna move. But mid is always a great spot to sit and fight. Really, if you want to get MVP, is gonna be sitting on forts and fighting as much as possible, getting as many kills as possible. I'm gonna go to this guy because then he would be blocked from moving there unless, yeah, he does that. Which is fine. I'll still kind of block them from being able to move and just hold these two for now. Oh, there's Wendy again, doing a good job clogging up the traffic. I'm going to cast it on this guy so I get a little extra buff. This one doesn't really have enough health to waste the buff on. I haven't been using the skill as much as I should, but I should have enough time to use the last 2 charges before this match ends. Waiting for my troops to respawn so I can get back on the board. It's been doing this thing where it shows your second respawn timer, so try not to get... I'm going to avoid that, Wendy. Too powerful. I'll go this way, and yes, Wendy is doing a great job blocking these 2, which allows her team to go ahead and occupy many of the other forts. And gets us all trapped sitting here. There's 4 of us sitting here, and only one of her holding 4 players of my team there. And she's bringing both their characters there, so now we're all trapped there, while it takes forever to burn through her health. But yes, this is a great example of the only time players should be sitting on the little towers is to block their traffic from being able to move out, and usually that's best done by the player with the highest level and the most power, so that they can actually hold it for as long as possible and get a big stack of the opposing team players stuck there. And there you go. Alright, thanks for watching.